Very good morning, students. Welcome to biology classes. Today we are going to see 11th science biology and we are going to start with a new chapter, and that is the chapter number 10, that is cell cycle and cell division, right? We have already completed with the previous chapters, and if you wish to check my videos of the previous chapters, and you can check my YouTube channel for. So let's start with the introductory part of this chapter. So in this chapter, you are going to study about the exact cell cycle and how the cell division takes place, right? So the sequence of events by which the cell duplicates its genome and synthesis the other constituents of the cell and eventually divides into two daughter cells. It is known as cell cycle. So this is the definition of the cell cycle, that what occurs is it is a sequence, right? So the sequence of the events by which the cell duplicates. So the duplication of cell occurs, and also what happens, the genome, that is whatever genome is present inside the cell, it is also being duplicated along with the cell, right? And also several constituents of the cells are also being synthesized, or we can say they are produced. So the genome duplicates as well as the several constituents of the cells are also produced. So upon occurring of these events, right, at last, the particular cell divides into two daughter cells, and this is known as the cell cycle. This is the figure of the cell cycle where it is going, where you can see is different types of phase. Here, starting with the G0 phase, right? Then after that, there is presence of G1 phase, then S phase, then G2 phase. Then there is presence of these phases, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and finally the cytokinesis takes place. This four phases, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, this four of the phases is collectively said as the M phase, right? Now we are going to see each of these phases in detail. The first is the G0 phase, and here the cells which do not divide due to some injury or the cell death exist G1 phase to enter inactive stage, which is known as quiescent stage. So the G0 phase is also known as the quiescent stage, where if any of the cells is not able to divide itself due to any of the injury which has taken place, or if the cell death is occurring, then also it is not going to directly enter into the G1 phase. So it enters into a phase which is known as G0 phase, and which is also known as quiescent stage. So whatever cells which are being injured or they are dead, they all enter into a phase which is known as G0 phase, right? Second phase is the G1 phase, which is said to be the interval between the mitosis and the initiation of DNA replication. So whatever interval which is taking place, or the whatever timing or whatever place which has been present in between the mitosis, that is the cell division, and the initiation of the DNA replication. So this two of the procedures which is taking place in between them, that phase is known as the G1 phase. And in the G1 phase, the cell is metabolically active. That means the metabolic activities it has been carried out, right? So this is about the G1 phase. Also, the cell grows but does not replicate. So here, only the cell is growing but it is not replicating. So in the G1 phase, the cell is growing but the replication is not taking place. The next phase is the S phase. In the S phase, the DNA synthesis takes place. The S stands for the synthesis. So here in the S phase, the replication takes place, and that is nothing but the DNA synthesis, right? The amount of DNA per cell, the doubles, right? So here the doubling of the DNA takes place, which is nothing but the replication process. So with the process of the replication, that is the DNA synthesis, the doubling of the DNA takes place. Here there will be no increase in the chromosome number, and if the 2n was present in G1 phase, then it will remain same. So whatever in the G1 phase that was 2n, that is haploid, right? That is going to be remain same in the S phase also, right? So there will be no increase in the chromosome number. The centrioles duplicates in the cytoplasm. These centrioles are responsible for carrying out the final cell division procedures, right? So in the S phase, when the replication is taking place, what happens? The centrioles are also side by side duplicating itself in the cytoplasm. The next phase is the G2 phase, and in the G2 phase, the proteins are synthesized for the mitosis, and further the cell growth continues. So here in the G2 phase, what happens? The proteins are being produced which are involved in the mitosis, that is the cell division, right? So whichever proteins which are needed in the cell division process, right, they are being produced into the G2 phase, and further the cell growth occurs, right? And that is the cell growth, it continues. That means a particular cell is going to grow and grow continuously, right? So this is about the G2 phase. The next phase is the M phase, which is also known as the mitosis phase. So in the mitosis phase, when the phase is actually in the cell division condition. So M phase is nothing but the mitosis phase where the exact cell division is taking place, right? And after the M phase, there is presence of a interphase, and this interphase is nothing but the phase between the two successive M phases. So two M phases which is taking place, and in between there is presence of a phase which is known as interphase. That is, it is separating two M phases. That is, one mitosis is occurring, then there is presence of a phase which is going to tell us that yes, here one mitosis has completed, right? And after that, again when the mitosis comes, so that all the phases are coming under the interphase. So that is nothing but like another than the M phase, whatever phases are left, they are all coming under the interphase. So interface is nothing but is equals to G1 plus G1 phase plus S phase plus G2 phase. So these three of the phases, they combine to form the interphase. Now the animals which show mitotic cell division in diploid somatic cell, right? So the animals, what they show is they show mitotic cell division, right? So mitotic cell division means the mitosis cell division is taking place, and it is taking place in the diploid somatic cell. Diploid means two, and somatic means the vegetative cells, right? So in animals, the mitosis always takes place in the diploid somatic cells. While we are talking about the plants always show the mitotic cell division in both haploid as well as diploid. So in animals, you have to remember, this can be asked in MCQ, that if animals is asked, then you can simply say that in animals only diploid, it is observed only in the diploid somatic cell. But while in the plants, it is seen in both, that is haploid as well as diploid. Now we are going to see several phases of the cell cycle, right? So here there are two main basic phases, and they are, first is the interphase and second is the mitosis phase, right? So here in the interphase, this interphase has been divided into the three phases, and they are G1 phase, S phase, and the G2 phase, right? Now in the M phase, this M phase, it starts with the nuclear division, right? In the nuclear division, two things you have to remember is, first is the karyokinesis and second is the cytokinesis. Karyokinesis means, karyo means the chromosomes, it is related to the chromosomes, and cyto means a cell, that is related to the fluid of the cell, that is cytoplasm. So karyokinesis is what? The separation of the daughter chromosomes. So the process in which the separation of the daughter chromosomes takes place, that is known as karyokinesis. And whichever division of the cytoplasm which is taking place, that is known as cytokinesis. So when the separation of the chromosomes takes place, that is known as karyokinesis. And when the division of the cytoplasm takes place, it is known as cytokinesis. So this is the difference between the karyokinesis and the cytokinesis. So in the M phase, we are going to start with the nuclear division, right? And this nuclear division, nucleus, right? So the division of the nucleus is known as the nuclear division. So in the nuclear division, you are going to see two things, that is karyokinesis and the cytokinesis, right? Next is, now we are going to see about the M phase, and this M phase is what? The exact cell division stages, right? So in this, you are going to study about is the equational division, right? This type of division is known as equational division. That means the mitosis, we are in this chapter, you are going to see two different types of division. First is the mitosis and second is the meiosis. The mitosis is known as equational division, while the meiosis is known as the reduction division. So in the this M phase, that is the mitotic division, right? The equational division, it is said to be equational division. Why? Because when the number of chromosomes in the parent cell and the progeny cells is same, then this type of division is known as equational division. So here, whatever parent cell is containing, that will be same in the daughter cells. That is, the number of chromosomes in the parent cell will be the exact same in the progeny cells, or we can say the daughter cells. For this reason, as equational, that is equal amount of chromosomes are present in both parent as well as the daughter cells, this type of division is known as equational division. Now here in this M phase, we are going to see about the four different stages, and this all four stages are occurring under the nuclear division, right? And these four phases are prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Till here we are going to see today, and the next class we will see about this four of the nuclear division phase stages in detail. I hope you are very clear with the introductory part of this chapter, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.